Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel on the college process. Once again, I'm Ed from PHEAA Prep, and today we're going to be going over the top 5 student loans to consider and student loan basics. But before we begin, if you are new to the channel and are looking for additional college content, please hit the subscription button down below. It will notify you when new videos do come out. As well as, if you have any questions on today's video or any video we have here on the channel, please leave your questions down below in the comment section. As many of you already know, every Friday I take all the questions you guys leave on any of these videos here, make a detailed answer video, put it back here on YouTube so that everyone has detailed answers to all the questions you guys have here on the channel. As well as we are still running the James Lewis Memorial Scholarship. If you are interested in our organization's scholarship program, the James Lewis Memorial Scholarship, very simple, just down below in the description is the link for the James Lewis Memorial Scholarship. Just watch the video, I'll explain to you guys how we here at PHEAA give out scholarships to outgoing students every year going off to college. As well as also in the description down below is also our organization's Venmo, as well as our Buy Us a Coffee, if you want to help support the channel, allowing us to keep making these college videos for you guys out there. And all that being said, let's jump right into today's video. The top 5 student loans to consider and the student loan basics. Now I put together the top 5 list here of all the student loans out there for you guys, specifically the best student loans out there based on certain factors, mostly the interest rate available for you guys to get the lowest rates out there. When I put this list together, I put a bunch of different components in place. First off, I looked at who's got the best interest rates, because obviously as parents and students out there looking to borrow loans, we're looking at first who's got the lowest interest rates available. Then I looked at who's got the best terms and conditions. You know, who's giving us longer time frames, who's giving us benefits if we pay directly every month, let's say from a direct deposit from a bank. Certain loans will actually give you benefits from that and take off a quarter point, in some cases even more. I also looked at additional terms and benefits, such as if we did use a parent as a co-signer to bridge the gap for the students that don't have credit out there to be able to get the private loans, who allowed you to take the parent off the loan after a year or two, maybe even 3 years of payments on time. So all these different factors basically put together the top 5 list here I'm going to be talking about in a moment. Now, of the top 5 loans I'm going to talk about here, I want to make sure that you guys watch the entire video. I know sometimes parents or students watch the video, get the first top 2 loans and say, okay, we're just going to go forward and start shopping. But it's not really the way it works. In the world of student loans, you really want to shop around in a few different factors, because for some of you out there, the top 1, 2, or 3 loans might be the best loan. For other of you out there, the top 4th or 5th loan actually might be the best loan for you, believe it or not. So I hope that you guys watch the entire video so you see why each one of these loans are ranked where they are ranked. And now right off the bat, let's start off with the top 3 of the top 5 loans out there. We have Sallie Mae, Earnest, and College Ave. Now of these 3 here, as you'll see here, all 3 of them have exactly the same interest rate, by the way, at the 4.5%. Now obviously this has gone up over the last 2 years because obviously the Federal Reserve has raised rates because of inflation and everything else. So these are the best 3 loans out there as far as interest rates, terms, and credit requirements. I put Sallie Mae at the top for a few reasons. Right off the bat, Sallie Mae does help our organization, so it does help our scholarship program to give out more money for scholarships. So if you are considering Sallie Mae as one of your top lenders to go out there and shop around, I would ask in the description down below, we do have a link that actually helps our organization, obviously helps our scholarship program give back every year to students going off to college in the form of giving more scholarships. So if you are considering Sallie Mae as one of your options, I do ask if you guys use our link down below, the Sallie Mae link in the description. If you're applying for a Sallie Mae loan, it does help our organization. But that's not the only reason, by the way, that Sallie Mae is ranked number 1, because you can see here, 1, 2, and 3 have the same exact interest rate. The main reason we have Sallie Mae on there is because of the fact that Sallie Mae is the only lender out there that let the parent be taken off the loan after 12 months of payments. What that basically means is, and by the way, the world of college works like this. If you guys are going out there and getting a private loan or a state loan, either one of these 2 loans will require the student to have a co-signer. I know out in the world of YouTube, a lot of people talk about the student can get their own loan, they don't need a parent co-signer. This does not exist. I'm not sure where this is coming from, and I've been doing this 25 years. I have never seen a student be able to take out a loan by themselves leaving high school. It does not exist. So pretty much all the time, if you're looking at either the top 3 lenders or the next loan I'm going to talk about is the 4th ranked loan. Now the way it works for Sallie Mae is after you've made 12 payments on time, or if you make 12 payments all at once, you can take the parent off as a co-signer. That way the loan doesn't show up on both your credit scores. It only shows up on the student side, not the student and the parent side, which is actually a big deal nowadays, believe it or not. Because if you're looking to do anything financial, if you're looking to go buy a car, if you're looking to buy a house, if you're looking to sell your house and then move in somewhere else kind of thing and start renting, all those things as far as the debt on your credit report do affect your availability to get a rental property, to get a second home, to buy another primary property, to buy a car. All these things are intertwined basically. So if we can take ourselves off the loan after 12 months, this is something that's very beneficial, which the other lenders don't provide anywhere near this type of assistance the way Sallie Mae does. So since all three of these guys have the same interest rate, I would shop around. Let's say you do use our link for Sallie Mae, and then you go and find out that College Ave has a better rate for you guys. Then go with College Ave. I'm not telling you to go to Sallie Mae because you're helping us here. I'm telling you go with the one that has the best terms and interest rates for you guys out there. Now, a little bit more insight. For the top 3 loans, you are going to need at least a 640 credit score. The other 2 loans I'll be talking about, ranked 4th and 5th, won't need that high of a credit score. Also, another benefit of the top 3 loans is they don't have origination fees or any fees whatsoever attached to the loans, which some other loans do have. Now, since we have those 3 out there now that we've talked about the top 3 here, these are the best 3 out there that are available based on credit requirement, based on terms, based on interest rates, and a bunch of other factors. Let's talk about rankings 4 and 5 here. Now for rankings 4 and 5 here, we have the NJCLASS loan and we have the Parent Plus loan. Now the reason we have NJCLASS here and Parent Plus loan at these rankings is a few reasons. Number one, obviously their interest rates are higher than the 4.5% available from the top 3 lenders we just talked about. Now what I did here is I figured I'd just jump on the NJCLASS website, which is on PHEAA.org, because this website here kind of gives a lot more insight on both the 4th and 5th ranked loan, the NJCLASS loan, which is right here, and the Federal Plus loan information, which is right here. So both the private lenders, the ones we just talked about, the top 3, as well as NJCLASS loan does provide 3 options for borrowing. These guys will let you borrow 10 years standard repayment, NJCLASS, as well as the private lenders I just showed you, which you basically pay a monthly basis over 10 years. And that's what will give you typically the lowest rate for the NJCLASS loan as well as the private lenders. As well, if you do a 15-year repayment, which the private lenders also do have, which basically allows you to pay just the interest while your student's in school, and then 6 months after they graduate, that's when the principal gets tacked on top. As you can see here, the third option, which is also provided by the private lenders, as well as NJCLASS, allows you to not pay anything at all. So no payments at all while the student's in school. Then 6 months after the student graduates, for both the private lenders and the NJCLASS loan here, that's when the repayment starts, principal and interest. So what I typically suggest, whether you're going private lenders or whether you're going NJCLASS loan or Parent Plus loans I'll talk about in a moment, I always suggest at least going for the interest-only payment if the principal and interest payments are too big for you guys at this point in time. You always want to try to mitigate the interest. That way it doesn't grow on itself and make the loans more of a burdensome than they already are to begin with. Now, that being said, between these 2 guys ranked 4th and 5th, what really kind of separates the 4th ranking NJCLASS loan from the Parent Plus loan is there's an origination fee. Now, as I mentioned before, the private lenders do not have origination fees anymore. NJCLASS used to have an origination fee, but they got rid of it, so it's no longer available, which is a big benefit for us. Obviously, we're looking to borrow using NJCLASS loans. Now, the Parent Plus loan here has an origination fee here, as you can see, of 4.23%. That's why I have the range of the loan interest rate going from 9% up to over 10. Because once you factor in that, let's call it the kickback, the fee for you guys taking out the loan, and to give you an idea how it works, for every $10,000 you guys take out to the Parent Plus loan ranked 5th, you guys are essentially paying the U.S. Department of Education $423 for every $10,000 you're borrowing to borrow at a rate of 9%. So obviously, usually, if you guys are getting a high rate on the private side, I typically suggest looking at the NJCLASS loan, especially now since there's no origination fee. But once again, the reason they're ranked 4th is because their starting rate is 5.99, let's call it 6%, versus the private lender starting at 4.5%. Now, obviously, credit score credit score is consideration. So the higher credit score, the more likely the private lenders are the better route to go with. Now, that being said, in addition to those aspects, another difference between the NJCLASS and the Parent Plus loan, another reason I kind of put the video in this format here, especially since the NJCLASS shows a great breakdown of these 2 loans, is the fact that these 2 guys require additional documentation the private loans don't require. And for the additional stuff the NJCLASS loan and Parent Plus need that the private loans don't want, I'm going to show you guys this PDF here from NJCLASS, which breaks it down very well. If we go to the bottom here of the PDF, you're going to notice right off the bat, the NJCLASS loan and the Parent Plus loan both require the FAFSA form to be completed. So if you haven't done the FAFSA form, you cannot utilize the NJCLASS loan, nor can you utilize the Parent Plus loan. That's a requirement right off the bat that the private lenders don't require. In addition to that, another requirement the private lenders do not require that the Parent Plus loan and the NJCLASS both require is you guys must borrow the federal loans they offer you. So as a freshman student going in, your student will be offered $5,500 in federal direct loans. As a sophomore, they'll be offered $6,500, and as a junior or senior, they'll be offered $7,500 in federal direct loans. they must take these loans before NJCLASS or Parent Plus loans will be taken in. Just another thing to kind of consider as you're going through this whole process. And then one last thing that makes these guys rank 4th and 5th is, which is actually kind of in a weird way a benefit, the credit scores required by these guys are typically between 600 to 640 and above. So if you fall below that 640 credit score we talked about before, the private lenders typically want, I'd probably look at these guys as better options to consider borrowing from, because once you're in that 620, 630, 640 range, the private lenders' interest rates are probably going to be higher because of the fact that credit score is a major requirement. Where for NJCLASS loans and Parent Plus loans, as long as you're accepted, these are the rates you're going to get. So if I get accepted based on a 630 credit score, I can tell NJCLASS loan, give me the interest-only payment while in school, and I'm locking in that 6.99. Or if my rate's too high or NJCLASS denies me, but Parent Plus loan accepts me, then I know I'm in the 9 range, which is really the 5th ranked loan here, because the Parent Plus loan is kind of a backup for you guys if the other loans don't work out. Now, of course, if Earnest or College Ave or Sallie Mae comes back with, let's say, a 9 or 10% rate, then yes, I would go with the NJCLASS loan because of the fact that that lower rate, even with the origination fee, is actually lower than the starting rate for the private lenders, as far as for you specifically. On the screen is my contact information. I do help out families one-on-one through Zoom meetings. If you do need help, please just text me. That's my cell phone number. Text message is the fastest way to get a hold of me, or you can email me. That's the second fastest way to get a hold of me. And I'll be able to set up a Zoom meeting so we can go over your situation, whether it's financial or admissions based. Other than that, thank you for watching today's video. Once again, my name is Ed from Principia Prep.